Hello and welcome to the Rooster Teeth Animation a cappella group.
Hello.
Hello. Sup.
I am here with the brand new Rooster Teeth a cappella animation group and also the movers and shakers of the Rooster Teeth animation department. We have Kerry, we have Gray, we have Miles. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Yeah. Super good.
Can we do this interview in song?
No.
No. So, okay, well, you fooled me, so you're good. Let's talk a little bit about Genlock, because we had the animation panel last night. We saw a beautiful sizzle reel. What has surprised you most about the audience reception to Genlock?
The fact that we got that done in time for them to have a reaction. It was great. No, RTX has been so crazy cool and jam-packed with fun things that I haven't had a ton of time to process yet, that some footage is now out in the world and people have now seen what we've been working on all this time. And I loved everybody's reaction. Everyone seemed to be so generous with their support.
You got a standing ovation.
We did, and the crew just deserved it. They've been killing it. And if they thought that was cool, stay tuned. Hopefully we'll have more to show sometime soon.
So what was your casting process like for Genlock? Because in addition to all of the wonderful RT talent that we know and love, you also have some very big names.
Yeah, Miles Luna. That's fucking...
I know, right?
No,
oh my God.
Yeah, so, I didn't think any of that was going to work out. Here's the thing. Production failed to tell me not to hand in a dream cast last December when they asked me, okay, so who should we start talking to? And it turns out that Michael B. Jordan had kind of come up just through the concepting art process back in September of last year, when our kick-butt brand new art director on the show, Michael Pedro, and I were working together. One of the first things I asked him to do was hey man, we got to lock down our protagonist. And we talked about all the ingredients from what art exploration pieces have been done so far that we wanted to work in. And he wanted to know well, where else should he take it? And we agreed that it wouldn't be a bad idea if they get stuck, then they should feel inspired by certain aspects of some performances from Michael B. Jordan. So one of the very first things that our director did when he came on board is he shot me a photo-bashed image of Michael B. Jordan as Julian Chase, kind of in the Vanguard military setting. And we thought that was awesome, and then we continued to create the rest of the character. Cut to December, then, they said, who do you want to cast? We said, well, let's try and say hello to Michael. And we put together a package with the story Bible and some art, sent it out, and we waited a month, and then we heard back, and it wasn't a no. And they wanted to see more, so we sent them more. And, cut to the end of February, on a day off, I went home and was trying to get some writing done because I was up against a deadline. And, in the middle of the day, I get the phone call from our super producer, Cohen Wooten, saying, hey, man, I just got off the phone with Michael's agent, and the message is, Michael B. Jordan wants to play Julian Chase. And then I was expected to somehow finish my script that day. And the rest
Cancel
is history.
the rest of everything.
Yeah, no, the thing about it was is that we were talking to him even before, so we sent our original kind of message in a bottle out into the Hollywood ocean going into the holidays. So this is before Black Panther came out. This is before the subsequent memes about him being an otaku. And then all of that hit, and it was all we could do back at Anim to just keep our mouths shut and not say anything online. We were talking to him before all this. Yeah, right. Yeah, we were the casting anime hipsters. No, and we were already talking to some other members of the cast even before he attached, and so progress was being made on some other characters. It would just so happen that then being able to tell them, and oh, by the way, one of your co-stars, if you sign up, one of your co-stars will be MBJ. That helped us accelerate some conversations. I'll put it that way.
So that was the nice little cherry on top of the casting request.
Yeah.
Nice. I want to switch gears, talk a little bit about RWBY. The character short that we saw this weekend was incredible. Why did you decide to do Adam for the character short this season?
Well, this is the first time we've done one of the main four girls, and Adam has been around since. Technically he's been around before Yang, even in terms of the public eye. So we thought it'd be a good time to get to see a little bit more of his backstory and kind of a look through his history into the White Fang. It was also, while we were doing that, it was a chance to get to see Sienna fight, which is something that we'd want to do. Fans really love Sienna, so we thought this would be a great way to get her in as well.
Yeah, I mean, people had questions about Adam before, and the desire to see Sienna. It was kind of just an opportunity for us to be able to kind of say like, yeah, let's give some more info on this dude that sucks and is the worst, but like a little look into how long has he sucked? Why? What is his whole deal? And no, like honestly, it was just like it seemed when we were trying to think of who to do it about, we were like, yeah, you know what? Let's just get some extra info on Adam.
All right, and the double fake out with the mask. I'm so mad at you, but that was so great.
I wasn't even thinking about it, I'll be honest, but I realize now that I was a jerk.
Oh no, that was great. I have to ask, because we have all of this beautiful turnaround art that we see during the credits, are there any plans for a RWBY art book?
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, wouldn't it
Yeah.
though?
Yeah, I would love something like that. Would you, Kerry?
I wouldn't. I would. I'm just kidding.
We would.
Stay tuned.
So I'm going to take that as a solid maybe.
Like it.
Speaking of books, how did the partnership with Scholastic come about?
I can't remember who reached out to who.
Oh man, that's a fantastic question. I don't have the history on it, but we started talking to each other at conventions. We would bump into each other at NYCC, and their representatives were just so cool and actually fans of the show. Yeah. That was the other neat thing, is that they already knew the world and kind of had some ideas about what we could possibly do, and the conversations just kind of mushroomed to the point where we're like, yeah, I guess we're doing this. Yeah.
And why Team Coffee?
Team Coffee, Team Coffee was a team that really became a fan favorite, like I think way more than any of us really anticipated. And also like just in terms of like what kind of stories you can tell during certain time periods, obviously everybody always wants to tell a story about Team RWBY, but Team RWBY was only a team for so long before the fall of Beacon. It's hard to cram a bunch of like stories you never saw on screen into that amount of time. And so when talking with them, we kind of said, hey, we kind of have a concern about like, we've already had the story with the game and, a few other things, like the manga. It's like, hey, it would be kind of, just so you know, like you'll have a lot more freedom to do things if you don't choose RWBY, because RWBY has they all have these rules and where they need to be for a certain time. And so with Team Coffee comes a lot more creative freedom, not just in terms of storytelling, but in terms of like developing those characters, since the audience currently knows very little about most of the members of that team.
I will say too, Team RWBY is definitely involved as well. It's just it's very focused on Team Coffee, but Team RWBY will definitely be around.
Yeah.
Well, it's been years since I've been to a book fair, but I think I need to start going again. One last question. What do you want the fans to keep in mind going forward for Rooster Teeth Animation?
That we're always going to do our best, and all we can ask is that you enjoy it, and if you don't, that's fine too. We just appreciate you guys watching.
Yeah, I think you nailed it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
And thank you guys. Oh, thank you guys for watching.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.